Hey everyone, you joined me here from the 2025 Chicago Auto Show, and behind me you can see there is a 2025 Equinox EV RS all-wheel drive on display. And I wanted to use this opportunity to do a quick in-person comparison between the 2025 Equinox EV and of course the new Cadillac Optiq fully electric compact SUV, because the two vehicles ride on basically the same Ultium type of platform, have a lot of the same technology, but as I've detailed in a separate video here on the channel, which I'll go ahead and link up in the corner in a card, has a lot of additional features, options, comfort, and convenience features that you simply cannot get on the Equinox behind me. And the thing is, they come in with just a couple $1,000s different in terms of price point, or identical price points if you fully check every single option box on this Equinox, get it up to that $57,000, $58,000 price point, which is the exact same price point of a fully loaded Optiq. And it has more performance, more comfort, convenience features that I just detailed, given that I just came from that vehicle. So in today's video, I simply wanted to kind of show you around this Equinox RS EV, what it has to offer for the mid $50,000 price point, and then go ahead and walk over to the Optiq, take a look at that particular vehicle for, again, a $57,000, $58,000 price point, and ultimately show you guys why I think the Cadillac Optiq is a pretty darn good value if you're at all considering some of these GM fully electric SUVs. Hey everyone, I just want to quickly interrupt this video in that this is in fact a front-wheel drive Equinox EV RS, not all-wheel drive. I was incorrect in assuming that based on the price point, but looking at the window sticker and stuff like that after the fact, it is indeed front-wheel drive, and basically a fully loaded front-wheel drive, given that you cannot get the 19.2 kilowatt onboard charger for level 2 charging. You have to get all-wheel drive for that. So do keep that in mind while looking at the window sticker, the pricing, but we will go ahead and catch up with you guys here in a second at the end of this video and give you guys my final thoughts and overall impressions. So here is the 2025 Equinox EV RS all-wheel drive that they have on display. Iridescent pearl two-tone paint with the black roof, which I believe is an additional upcharge on this particular vehicle. I have content here on the channel that you guys have likely, or if you haven't already seen it, make sure you guys check it out. But overall, it's a very nice compact size SUV, not too much smaller than that of the larger Blazer EV. And just to show you guys the window sticker on this particular one, the RS comes very well equipped. This one has the Active Safety Package 3, Convenience Package 2, panoramic sunroof, the extra cost pearl white as well as the black roof, for a total MSRP of $54,235. So this one is missing the 19.2 kilowatt onboard charge module, which allows it to quickly charge on level 2 chargers, or has additional bi-directional capability of about 3 kilowatts of off-boardable power. And it might be missing one additional option in addition to that, but overall it is basically a fully loaded Equinox EV. So this is kind of what you're gonna get in terms of design and feature set for, again, the mid $50,000 price point. Now, taking a look on the inside, one thing I don't love about the Equinox immediately is the door handle situation. I actually like the Optiqs a little bit better. But taking a look on the inside, this is what kind of strikes me looking at the Equinox coming from the Optiq, is the materials and stuff for this price point are just not that great. Sure, they're fine. This is all soft touch upper, soft touch armrest. You have a little bit of color accent plastics, 2-person memory driver seat. You only have a single automatic fully up down driver window. None of the other windows are automatic up down. You have no power folding side mirrors. Storage down below, this is all just the standard black plastic, standard black speaker grille. Only has a 6-speaker audio system, so no premium audio system. And then you just have the basic power adjustments for the driver's seat here. The seats are pretty nice. I like the color, the stitching, the design, everything like that. And then taking a look at the infotainment, some of the other technology, we have the 11-inch digital cluster with the slightly larger infotainment system over there. This does have the Super Cruise package, which has most of the same driver assistance technologies. But taking a look here at the air vents, things like that, some of the other plastics and materials, it's just interesting to see how the two vehicles are priced so close together and how far apart I would say the quality and materials, the feature set, and some of the amenities are on the inside. So, you have the same shifter location, things like that. Like I said, hard touch physical buttons for the climate controls. wireless charging in a nice central location here. Center console that extends all the way with a second storage level down below. Of course, we have the flip open design right here. Nice digital camera mirror. Of course, that panoramic power sunroof, as I was mentioning, with the black headliner. There's a better look at the actual sunroof itself. And then taking a quick look at the back, the second row. Again, materials, yes, they don't follow through from the front. So this is all hard touch upper with a soft touch armrest. But then there's a look at the seats, the materials, things like that. There's a better look at the front dashboard. Amenities out back, we have AC vents, heated rear seats, USB-C charging, and a little bit of additional storage. Seats fold down 60-40 split. But yeah, basically that is the interior on this particular vehicle. We'll go ahead and open up the trunk really quick, take a look at space. And behind the second row in the Equinox EV, it has a substantial amount of cargo room. And I don't think anybody would have any complaints with this size of vehicle. But again, this is all just stuff that you will find in the Optiq, you know, and it's such a nice premium package versus, at the end of the day, this is just an Equinox, which, take it for what it's worth. It's a very nice vehicle. But is it, you know, worth the same or near the same price tag as some of those Cadillacs? So basically that's what I wanted to do in this video. So we're gonna go ahead and take a walk over the Cadillac booth, take a look at the Optiq in person, and I'm basically just gonna tell you guys why, again, I think that vehicle is worth every dollar in comparison to this one seen behind me. So here we are, we return to the Cadillac booth with the new Optiq. Now I do have a separate dedicated video on both of these vehicles, both the Equinox as well as the Optiq, here from the 2025 Chicago Auto Show. So make sure to check that walk around video out if you want a little bit more in-depth detailed information. But again, this is the Sport 2 trim level that I featured in that separate video. This one stickers, again, right around $58,000. It actually has some of the exterior lighting illuminated, so you can actually see this. I'll have to get a couple new B-roll shots for that video. Anyways, this looks way more premium, way more luxurious than the Equinox, and it has all those features and amenities in addition to that of a fully loaded Equinox for really not that much more money in the grand scheme of things. The you know, platform tuning, the powertrain differences. You know, ultimately design is subjective, so you have to let me know down in the comment section below which one you think or you would prefer if you're in the market. But taking a look on the inside of this one, I immediately like the door handles, the way they flip out in the opposite direction. They're illuminated on the outside. But taking a look on the interior, this is where, you know, the big stark differences really show through. So you have this nice cloth material, which to me is much more premium than that of the Equinox. You have leather with accent stitching, a little bit of gloss black. You have heated, ventilated, memory massaging front seats for both the driver's side as well as the passenger side. All the windows are automatic, power folding mirrors, ambient interior lighting. You have the 19-speaker AKG premium audio system with the metallic metal grille. You even have a little bit of carpeting or soft touch material in the door pockets. And then taking a look at the seats themselves, of course, perforated, accent stitching, piping, headrest, premium feel. And then there's a look at the dashboard, which in and of itself just gives it a more premium aesthetic with the nice 30-inch diagonal high-resolution screens. Immediately, it just gives a little bit more of a luxurious feel behind the wheel. And I know I keep repeating myself, but again, for a couple $1,000 difference in terms of price point, you get all of those features. Nice 3-spoke steering wheel with the Super Cruise function, heated, of course, volume, audio, all that good stuff. Even from the AC vents, which twist to open and close, and then you can use this little joystick to change the direction of the air. You have the heads-up display in front of you, which is not on that Equinox. And then coming over here to the climate control, see if I can get it illuminated. There you can see it is illuminated with all of these physical buttons, similar to that of the Equinox, but a little bit of a better layout in my opinion. And then you have a semi-floating center console with this open space here in front of the console, a controller for the multimedia, infotainment in this area. I think this is preferential versus the Equinox's touchscreen, but if you want to use the touchscreen, you can inside this vehicle. Cup holders are front and center. That cloth material wraps around the entire center console right here with the wireless charging pad and additional storage space. So You know, you can slip your phone in here, not even have to think about it or worry about it, and you don't see the wireless charging pad all the time, where versus the Equinox, you know, it's located up there in the entire center console. This is a little bit more open and spacious if you do plan to use this for additional storage. And then up top, you have that speakers for the 19 speaker system. Again, you can't even get a premium audio system in any Equinox EV. Same digital camera mirror. You have controls for the power shade. That is one big difference with the Optiq, is this is a fixed sunroof with a power retractable shade, where the sunroof in the Equinox EV actually does open and retract. So if you like open air experiences, that's probably one thing that you won't like here in the Optiq lineup. But you can see you have a nice leather stitch grab handle on the A-pillar there on the passenger side, not here on the driver's side. Things like the alloy pedals with the ambient lighting down there. And then coming out back, all the materials do fall through from the front, which is a difference from the Equinox. So all this is the same. You have the lock unlock back here. And then looking at the seats themselves, just looks like a nice, more premium seat material. There's a quick look at the front dashboard. Then you have AC vents, heated rear seats, 120 volt outlet. I don't believe that Equinox did have that, but similar amenities back here, just a little bit of a nicer layout. Same knobs and joystick controls for the vents. You can see the map pocket. Seat backs themselves look a little bit nicer with the stitching and the piping. Still have the center armrest with cup holders, 60/40 split folding seats, and headroom and overall space inside the vehicle. I'm not noticing a huge difference, although like I've mentioned in my dedicated walk around video of the Optiq, headroom is a little bit tight in the second row if you plan to use it, so do keep that in mind. But I'm sure, I can't wait to test out the audio system inside this vehicle, but I think that is gonna be a standout thing that's, again, standard on every Optiq, which is crazy that you can't even option a premium system at all on the Equinox for the mid $50,000 price point. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to cover here in this video. Now I will go ahead and, excuse me, create another clip going over a little bit of the spec mechanical battery powertrain differences, you know, in a little bit more detail, but ultimately in person, $58,000 versus the $54,000 Equinox, and that's technically not even fully loaded. Seems like a very easy choice to me. And if you don't want a fully loaded Sport 2, you can get a Sport 1 or a luxury one for about $54,000, which is very similar, if not identical pricing to that Equinox I did just showcase for you guys, which they do have a luxury variant over there, which maybe we'll go ahead and take a quick walk just to compare the Sport versus luxury Optiqs. But yeah, it's very interesting to me how GM has ultimately priced these EVs of theirs within the lineup, from Blazer, Equinox to the Cadillac Lyriq. Of course, you have the new Vistiq sitting over here. You have the Optiq. There's just not a big difference from brand to brand, and I think that's going to ultimately hurt themselves, because as you guys have known and seen from some of my other videos, I've had comments from people saying they switched from Equinox to Optiq and pre-ordered Optiq because the options and features were just that much more for not that much more money. So leave a comment down in the comment section if you guys agree or see my overall perspective. And if you have pre-ordered either Equinox or Optiq or own either of these two vehicles, these should be on sale as we speak, heading to local dealerships. So I'm sure you can take delivery of the very early ones at this point. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section below. But I'll catch up to you guys in a minute. We'll go over some of the more spec powertrain hardware differences between Equinox and Optiq before ultimately wrapping up this video. Okay, so you guys joined me a couple days later after having filmed this video, and I simply want to wrap up this video, give you guys my final thoughts and impressions, and why I simply believe the Optiq is still hands down the far superior value to that of the Equinox. So taking a look at the exact MSRPs in their equivalents for each of these two vehicles, as I mentioned, this is a front-wheel drive Equinox, where the Optiq comes standard with all-wheel drive. If you were to add all-wheel drive onto the Equinox as seen, its MSRP in this video would have been $57,535, and the Optiq's would be $59,015, or a difference of $1,480, which is extremely small, roughly like 2.5% at these prices. And to consider all of the additional like styling enhancements, the features, the luxury amenities you're getting in Optiq, is just crazy and mind-boggling to me as to how GM has priced these two vehicles so similarly, yet they are
quite different. Now take a look at the features that you will find on the Optiq that are not going to be available at all on this Equinox. Massaging front seats, interior color choices, memory passenger seat, 8-way power passenger seat with massage just like the driver's side, automatic leveling headlamps, air quality indicator, 19 speaker AKG audio system with Dolby Atmos, 33-inch display, 9K resolution OLED, audio, exterior video sound, 110 volt power outlet in the second row, illuminated door handles, power folding side mirrors with driver side auto dimming, rain sense wipers, passive plus frequency response, suspension dampers, and likely a more quiet interior based on the glass being laminated in more spots and NVH by the Cadillac's tuning team. So that is basically all the items that I was able to find, again, from that separate dedicated video that will apply to this comparison that I did at the Chicago Auto Show in person. Hands down, the Optiq, on paper, without having driven the Optiq, seems easily like the decision that you should go with if you're at all considering a compact, fully electric SUV from General Motors, given they have the exact same or very, very similar battery packs, drivetrain, a little bit of different tuning by the Cadillac team in terms of, likely the performance, the all-wheel drive system, things like that. But the charge rates, the charging curve is likely going to be very similar. You just get a Cadillac at the end of the day. So I don't really know how much more I can, give you guys my thoughts and opinion on this topic, or how much more clear I can be by saying, for $1,500 or less, because the Equinox doesn't even have the dual level charge cord, which will come with this Optiq, which is like a $300 standalone option. So for $1,500 or less, as seen in this video, you're going to get that much more car on the Optiq versus the Equinox. Much nicer interior on the Cadillac, decent interior on the Chevy, but obviously not the same quality, features, materials, things like that. You can skip the $700 21-inch wheels on the Optiq if you want to save a little bit of money and bring the price points even closer together. And yeah, that's basically it. I'm just going to leave it at that. Hopefully you guys are understanding my point of view and opinion on this, and have done your due diligence and research if you're cross shopping each of these two vehicles. But clearly the Optiq seems like the way to go. I just can't put it any clearer than that. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on this subject matter down in the comment section below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed and or found this video helpful. If you did, make sure to hit that like button below, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know your opinion on this as well down in the comment section. Make sure to check out additional coverage here from the 2025 Chicago Auto Show here on the channel, as well as other content that I have produced over the last couple years. And as always, I appreciate support and hope to see you guys in the next one.